I started, as I said, 2015 as a user. So, because I was working like in finance, so I started as, just like trading stuff. I remember like seeing Ethereum like going like very viral. You can build apps on top of it, all the fantastic feature that has. I think that was like, the thing that struck me. I was like, yeah, I think that's probably gonna be the future. What I like mostly personally about Blockswap is the, Stakehouse protocols, because it's very, user driven as a, out of design here. I see it as a really design driven company. I mean, everyone cares, a bit or a lot about design, but there is always a seat in the table for, everyone who wants to talk design. What I'd like to see in the next 5 years is, going totally, mainstream for the user. Everyone, like me, you, anyone, in 60 seconds can create like this LSD network. If you allow people like easily to create networks, they can bring on, family, friends, communities, DAOs, whoever. I think that has the potential to, explode. I'm Marco. I'm the head of design here at Blockswap. And yeah, I've worked like a long time. I start from actually a product design background, and I moved to digital like when I realized that the software I was using like to, create products were, could have been better. So I started, with ergonomic stuff like that, human factor, and then, move on to digital, and then, working as a consultant in design, like finance in London for almost 10 years. In a bank in Italy, a few things finance related, then move on to the blockchain like a couple of years ago. Always been involved, like not as a worker, like as a, user of the blockchain world, like from, I don't know, 2015. I remember that Bitcoins were around like 400 pound, so sort of like that period. But yeah, just 2 years, actually 2 years and a half in the as a worker. Yeah, that's good. I started, as I said, 2015 as a user. So because I was working like in finance, so I started as, just like trading stuff from time to time. Get interested in it. I remember like seeing Ethereum like going like very viral, and yeah, first like I think as many people, I was like a blockchain lover at the beginning, but as soon as you see that that was like really easy to scale and stuff like that, while Ethereum was like super easy. You can build apps on top of it. All the fantastic feature that has. I think that was like, the thing that struck me. I was like, yeah, I think that's probably gonna be the future. So yeah, that's the reason to move on onto that thing. So Blockswap is a company that is creating, different protocols for solving different user cases, like in problems that are in the Ethereum space right now. What I like mostly personally about Blockswap is the, Stakehouse protocols, because it's very, user driven as a, out of design here. What I like is that we've built flows and interaction to create like a decentralized product based on the Stakehouse protocol, and we didn't just put a nice interface on it, but it was like a really organic work between design and the developers. So it was like a team effort to create really decentralized experience. And what I like the most is that you can, stake, own, and trace your ETH in just like 60 seconds, which is like not possible anywhere else right now. And it's like super cool to me. So let me take a step back. So we building like Stakehouse, like, and other protocols as well. There is like a big gap in between, paradigms and mental models from Web 2 world and Web 3. So what I like about it is that we didn't have just, as I said, just build a nice interface, but we had to redesign, the entire experience of the user on it. So what I like, for example, the next, 100 million stakers, whoever they will be, they might be people coming, they own ETH, for example, they might just own it or trade it, but they don't know what staking is. So they might just learn staking as a concept, right? But for a newbie, like someone that doesn't know what, is just approaching to the blockchain, like paradigms just like wallets are, an entry barrier because they need to learn what they are, They have different paradigms because they, ownership of asset, ownership of everything. So they need to be, super aware of it, super secure, stuff like that. And what we're trying to do is, simplify those experiences such that, if someone just wants to onboard and stake with us, as soon as they learn how to use a wallet, they can do it. So the friction is just in learning, the really basic things you need to do to, be a Web3 user, but there is no friction like in actually using the product.
What's something you wish people knew about Blockswap that is often overlooked or misunderstood?
Probably LSD right now. It's something that it's, really new. Probably because it's a new product, but I think, it's LSD right now. They don't have like a really good reputation in the ETH world. And what I'd like people to understand is that, that's a good thing actually. They don't have like a good reputation because, there are just like a bunch of people, you can count it on your hand. Basically, they are like LSD companies and they are centralizing the Ethereum network. What we allow to do is that in 60 seconds, like with the tree line, you just basically need to name it, name your LSD network, and just like stake it with 0 ETH. You just pay the gas fees. So everyone, like me, you, anyone, in 60 seconds can create like this LSD network, and then in other 60 seconds, he can onboard everyone. So this allows to create like micro communities, things like that. So you don't just go like horizontal in creating products, you go vertical into different communities. And if you allow people like easily to create networks, they can bring on family, friends, communities, DAOs, whoever. I think that has the potential to explode, because that's super cool to me. Yeah, so what I'd like to see in the next 5 years is going totally mainstream for the user. That's my ideal work, because otherwise we're just like doing conferences and things for us, improving the technology, improving bit by bit the product, but there is no actual use case. I mean, there are use cases, but if you think about right now, most of I think someone who is not in the space yet, what they do, they go to bigger corporation like Coinbase, whoever. They are not decentralized in a way, like they are Web2 companies using Web2 patterns and everything, and try to push like this Web3 world in it, but they don't produce decentralized products. So I don't think you get the benefit of none of the world. So what I think is going to happen in the next 5 years is that there are gonna be more and more products like Blockswap, like the thing we do. So more decentralized products at its core. So you're not just like putting a nice interface and build a centralized product which leverages blockchain thing, but building totally decentralized products. Because I think from like in the next 5 years, what I hope to see is people really have as I said, mainstream usage of everything. Just like see potentially see my, I don't know, brother, my uncle, anyone just like being part of an LSD network, stuff like that, because that's a good way like to invest money and you can get yield and stuff like that. That's ideal to me. We have this ever evolving interaction with our users, like in Discord. So it's like a one-on-one interaction with them. We talk a lot. They helped us a lot as well to implement the product that we are delivering right now. And I think if we continue this way, that's like fantastic edge on competitors, because it's like you build for users that use actually your products, and it's from a user research perspective. I think it's gonna be like a new paradigm. Probably companies will use it as well, but I think we are like on the first line. So we are like it's a groundbreaking thing, and I think if we are continuing to use it, it's gonna be fantastic for us. I see it as a really design-driven company. I mean, everyone cares a bit or a lot about design, but there is always a seat in the table for everyone who wants to talk design. So it's not just like bring this stuff to the designer design it, then give it to the devs. Never happened like that. It's just like an iterative process, We wanted to think for the user, then, okay, maybe the interface works this way, but the technology, doesn't work very well with that type of flow, but that's the best flow for the user, so we iterate. I mean, it's a never evolving process. I think that's the best thing. There is always, this willingness to, make better products. That's the best thing. I like it.